The high-pressure and low-pressure cylinders in a Woolf-type compound engine are regarded as having cranks A 180 to each other, B 90 to each other, C 0 to each other, D none of these. The correct answer is 180 to each other. In a single-acting steam engine, the steam is admitted on one side of the piston and one working stroke is produced during each revolution of the crankshaft. B. The steam is admitted in turn on both sides of the piston and one working stroke is produced during each revolution of the crankshaft. C. The steam is admitted on one side of the piston and two working strokes are produced during each revolution of the crankshaft. D. The steam is admitted in turn on both sides of the piston and two working strokes are produced during each revolution of the crankshaft. The correct answer is the steam is admitted on one side of the piston and one working stroke is produced during each revolution of the crankshaft. The cylindrical shell of a Lancashire boiler has diameter from A 1 to 2 m, B 1.25 to 2.25 m, C 1.5 to 2.5 m, D 1.75 to 2.75 m. The correct answer is 1.75 to 2.75 m. Which of the following boiler works on a forced circulation of water? A. Lamont boiler, B. Benson boiler, C. Loeffler boiler, D. all of these. The correct answer is all of these. The clearance in the engine cylinder has no effect on the steam consumption. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is false. The pressure of feed water has to be raised before its entry into the boiler. The pressure is raised by a device known as A. feed pump, B. injector, C. feed check valve, D. pressure gauge. The correct answer is feed pump. Which of the following statement indicates the difference between Cornish boiler and Lancashire boiler? A. Cornish boiler is a water tube boiler whereas Lancashire boiler is a fire tube boiler. B. Cornish boiler is a fire tube boiler whereas Lancashire boiler is a water tube boiler. C. Cornish boiler has one flue tube whereas Lancashire boiler has two flue tubes. D. Cornish boiler has two flue tubes whereas Lancashire boiler has one flue tube. The correct answer is Cornish boiler has one flue tube whereas Lancashire boiler has two flue tubes. By compounding the expansion of steam in two or more cylinders, the ratio of expansion A. does not change, B. increases, C. decreases, D. The correct answer is decreases. The water tubes in a simple vertical boiler are A. horizontal, B. vertical, C. inclined, D. The correct answer is inclined. The ratio of heat actually used in producing the steam to the heat liberated in the furnace is known as A. equivalent evaporation, B. factor of evaporation, C. boiler efficiency, D. power of a boiler. The correct answer is boiler efficiency. The diameter of internal flue tubes of a Lancashire boiler is about that of its shell. A. 1/4, B. 1/3, C. 2/5, D. 1/2. The correct answer is 2/5. Locomotive boiler produces steam at a very high rate. A. yes, B. no, C. D. The correct answer is yes. Which of the following is a fire tube boiler? A. Lancashire boiler, B. Babcock and Wilcox boiler, C. Yarrow boiler, D. none of these. The correct answer is Lancashire boiler. Which of the following statement is wrong? The mechanical draught reduces the height of chimney. B. The natural draught reduces the fuel consumption. C. A balanced draught is a combination of induced and forced draught. D. All of the above. The correct answer is the natural draught reduces the fuel consumption. Which of the following are boiler accessories? A. Economizer. B. Superheater. C. Both A and B. D. None of these. The correct answer is both A and B. All steam engines work on A. Zeroth law of thermodynamics. B. First law of thermodynamics. C. Second law of thermodynamics. D. None of these. The correct answer is second law of thermodynamics. The capacity and working pressure of a Cornish boiler is as compared to Lancashire boiler. A. Low. B. High. C. D. The correct answer is low. For the same length of stroke and speed of crankshaft, the piston speed for a double-acting steam engine is the piston speed of single-acting steam engine. A equal to B twice. C 3 times. D 4 times. The correct answer is twice. A compound steam engine in which piston rods of high pressure and low pressure cylinders are attached to two different cranks set at 90 to each other is called A. Receiver type compound engine. B. Tandem type compound engine. C. Woolf type compound engine. D. Both A and B. The correct answer is receiver type compound engine. When the circulation of water in a boiler is by convection currents which are set up during the heating of water, then the boiler is known as A. Internally fired boiler. B. Externally fired boiler. C. Natural circulation boiler. D. Forced circulation boiler. The correct answer is natural circulation boiler. The ratio of heat equivalent to brake power to the energy supplied in steam is known as A. Mechanical efficiency. B. Overall efficiency. C. Indicated thermal efficiency. D. Brake thermal efficiency. The correct answer is brake thermal efficiency. When the speed of the engine is controlled by means of a valve in a steam pipe which regulates the pressure of steam entering the engine, then the governing is known as A. Throttle governing. B. Cut-off governing. C. Bypass governing. D. None of these. The correct answer is throttle governing. The length of Lancashire boiler varies from A. 5 to 6 m. B. 6 to 7 m. C. 7.25 to 9 m. D. 9 to 10 m. The correct answer is 7.25 to 9 m. The ratio of brake power to the indicated power is known as A. Mechanical efficiency. B. Overall efficiency. C. Indicated thermal efficiency. D. Brake thermal efficiency. The correct answer is mechanical efficiency. The draught may be produced by A. Mechanical fan. B. Chimney. C. A steam jet. D. All of these. The correct answer is all of these. The rate of flow of steam is in case of fire tube boilers A. Less. B. More. C. D. The correct answer is less. The number of water level indicators in a boiler are generally in number A1, B2, C3, D4. The correct answer is 2. The fire tubes in a locomotive boiler has diameter A. 4.75 mm, B. 5.47 mm, C. 7.45 mm, D. 47.5 mm. The correct answer is 47.5 mm. A throttle-governed steam engine develops 15 kilowatts with 280 kilograms per hour of steam and 35 kilowatts with 520 kilograms per hour of steam. The steam consumption in kg per hour when developing 20 kilowatts will be nearly A 150 kilograms H, B 210 kilograms H, C 280 kilograms H, D 340 kilograms H. The correct answer is 340 kilograms H. Fire tube boilers are limited to a maximum working pressure of A 0.17 m and M2, B 1.7 m and M2, C 17 main M2, D 170 main M2. The correct answer is 1.7 m and M2. The average value of diagram factor lies between A 0.2 to 0.5, B 0.5 to 0.65, C 0.65 to 0.9, D 0.8 to 1.2. The correct answer is 0.65 to 0.9. The fittings mounted on the boiler for its proper and safe functioning is A water level indicator, B pressure gauge, C safety valve, D all of these. The correct answer is all of these. The diameter of superheated tubes in a locomotive boiler is A 13 mm, B 31 mm, C 130 mm, D 230 mm. The correct answer is 130 mm. The amount of water evaporated from feed water into dry and saturated steam at 100 C at normal atmospheric pressure is called equivalent evaporation from and at 100 C. A 0 C, B 40 C, C 60 C, D 100 C. The correct answer is 100 C. A condenser where circulating water flows through tubes which are surrounded by steam is known as A surface condenser, B jet condenser, C barometric condenser, D evaporative condenser. The correct answer is surface condenser. The forced circulation of water does not take place in A Lamont boiler, B Lancashire boiler, C Wilcox boiler, D Benson boiler. The correct answer is Lancashire boiler. A device used to heat feed water by utilizing the heat in exhaust flue gases before leaving through the chimney is known as A economizer, B fusible plug, C superheater, D stop valve. The correct answer is economizer. The factor of evaporation for all boilers is always A equal to unity, B less than unity, C greater than unity, D. The correct answer is greater than unity. The ratio of the actual vacuum to the ideal vacuum in a condenser is called A condenser efficiency, B vacuum efficiency, C nozzle efficiency, D boiler efficiency. The correct answer is vacuum efficiency. An air preheater. A increases evaporative capacity of the boiler, B increases the efficiency of the boiler, C enables low-grade fuel to be burnt, D all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. A condenser in a steam power plant. A increases expansion ratio of steam, B reduces back pressure of steam, C reduces temperature of exhaust steam, D all of these. The correct answer is all of these. The amount of water evaporated in kg per kg of fuel burnt is called A evaporative capacity of a boiler, B equivalent evaporation from and at 100 C, C boiler efficiency, D none of these. The correct answer is evaporative capacity of a boiler. In a compound steam engine, the first stage of expansion is carried out in a high-pressure cylinder, whereas the last expansion is completed in low-pressure cylinder. The diameter of high-pressure cylinder is the low-pressure cylinder. A equal to B less than C more than D. The correct answer is less than. Babcock and Wilcox boiler is a stationary type of water tube boiler. A correct. B incorrect. C. D. The correct answer is correct. A Cochran boiler is a horizontal multi-tubular boiler. A yes. B no. C. D. The correct answer is no. In forced circulation steam boilers, the force is applied A to draw water, B to circulate water, C to drain off the water, D all of these. The correct answer is to circulate water.